Living in a dichotomy where people are judged based on their gender and how they present that gender is represented in the ways language and the standards of communicating are often one sided. Language and communication reflect perceptions and reality, and in most realities, men are often considered the standard and women as the addition. If men are the standard for success, greatness, award winners, and a woman's value is based on her position to a man as a counterpart, the language people use often reflects that binary. This dichotomy is harmful not just to the minority genders, but to those who break the roles ascribed by the standards and assumptions that stem from word associations. The English language has hierarchical gender practices, and thus people are scrutinized for not acting and speaking properly within the confines and restrictions of society's preconceptions. An example of gendered language is through linguistic additions. According to Caroline Myrick, this is shown in instances such as fireman or chairman treating men as the general standard. The English language reflects the patriarchal society that places men as the assumed standard in reputable roles. And other instances where English language is gendered is the creation of a whole other word through suffixes to differentiate between genders. This is shown in the implementation of actress in lieu of actor, which is not gendered, and by creating actress thus signifies women as the addition to the standard. However, there are some cases where the male is the linguistic addition. In this case, the connotations behind the term male nurse. Women are often thought of as being nurses, similar to how men are assumed to be doctors. But when a man is a nurse, the word association does not add up since they are often deemed as masculine and should not participate in nurturing roles. Next is my artifact example of linguistic additions through the example of Meet the Parents film, where Gaylord Fokker is a male nurse and he is met with laughter when he explains that he is a nurse.
Plastic surgeon, Dr. Larry.
Oh, now cut that out.
You know, Greg's in medicine too, Larry.
Oh, really? What field?
Nursing.
That's good. No, really. What field?
Nursing.
Hey, why don't I get you a chair, Greg? Yes,
Thank you. Thanks.
So, you didn't want to go for the MD?
No, I actually thought about becoming a doctor, but I decided it wasn't for me.
Oh, thanks.
Just as well. Boards are killer.
Actually, Greg aced his MCATs.
You serious? No, I did okay.
Oh, he did more than okay, trust me.
Why did you take the test if you weren't planning on going to med school?
Well, I wanted to keep my options open, but in the end, nursing was just a better fit for me. It gives you the freedom to work in several different areas of medicine. Plus, I can focus 100% on patient care as opposed to being a doctor where you have to deal with the bureaucracy.
Oh, wasn't your friend Andy supposed to be here?
When Ben Stiller, the main character, explains his field of expertise, he is met with amplified laughter. While he doesn't explicitly say male nurse, his character's nurse career does not compute in the brains of those listening to him, as nursing societally implies that it is a woman's job due to the gendered language through the male standard. Then the other character insinuates that his nursing job is not enough, snarkily asking why he did not go for the doctor position. Myrick exclaims, "These male and profession forms are likely a result of the markedness of a man being part of feminized, often undervalued, care-centered work, such as nursing, teaching, etc." The undervaluing of the nursing field, which is typically fit for women, is showcased in this clip, especially when Stiller tries to eloquently and factually justify his reasoning behind his career choice, and it is met with interruptions and blatant disregard. A nurse is thought to be a woman, and a nurse that identifies as a male must justify his reasoning for not taking his male standard privilege to the level in which he belongs. This type of language is detrimental and leads to humiliation when people laugh and place others on display for not being in their true place. Word associations are another example of gendered language, especially when it comes to attributing certain jobs, characteristics, and traits to people that stem from socially gendered perceptions. According to Moti Lieberman, gender stereotypes underlie our word associations whether we want them to or not. While American society is a bit more progressive in comparison to its closed-minded past, it still takes quite some time to change implicit bias, opinions, and assumptions that are rooted subliminally in people's consciousness. Lieberman explains that word associations are essentially ways for people to associate terms and labels with aspects of people's gender. This artifact example showcases a journalistic article presenting an award to a woman in a very particular way.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish.
That's called business. I did not. Yeah, for 30 years.
He
Wrong.
actually. Do you know?
Sorry,
Do you mind if I ask this question first?
I just want to pick you up on that one point.
Are you aware of any
Although
communications?
a lot of people were at the convention, it's conceivable that somebody
Sir,
came
I
up
have
to me.
just a few.
Will you let me qualify
And are you aware of
at this moment?
the basis for you refusing to answer the majority of questions that have been
should
asked?
be allowed to answer the question.
Senators will allow the chair to control the hearing. Senator Harris, let him answer.
You couldn't reconstruct everything that was going on at the cocktail party in the room, right? But what's so striking
So
about
it's not so we don't have
ADS
just
CFT
shadows.
duality is that there's enough information. Oh, I'm sorry. I always get heckled.
Due to the stereotypes and expectations of gender, people are often judged on the way they communicate based on abiding or not abiding within these standards. From being a linguistic addition to the inability to associate certain careers to any and all people, women are more stigmatized due to the confines of gendered language. Through the examination of word associations and the necessity to create suffixes and other gendered language practices to compensate for women, one can deduce that it is hard to break through societal expectation, and once they are broken through, women are judged in more ways than just the right to fight for an equitable label, term, or word that is inclusive. Women are judged for the way they talk. They are branded with demeaning labels such as Chatty Cathy, which represents, through language, who society values. In Why Do We Judge Language?, Carrie Gillen explains that gender is one of the reasons why people judge language, and more specifically, how women's speech is more stigmatized than men. If women are put into a separate category for professional fields, such as the aforementioned implementation of actress opposed to the umbrella term of actor, it is no surprise that their language is judged as well. According to Dr. Valerie Friedland, women have been found to contribute less in professional settings, where men tend to control the conversational floor. Yet, ask most people which is the most talkative sex, and they will doubtless offer up women. The previous examples shown really highlights what Dr. Friedland was saying, and how women are judged as being the most talkative sex. However, they are constantly interrupted in professional settings. So how is it that they are the most talkative when they are never allowed to talk?
Created using Powtoon.